What's going on, everybody? What is going on? Welcome to an episode of Opinionated with yours truly. I am Resla. Hopefully, you're going to enjoy this particular episode we got going on today. Now, there was before when I had an episode and I spoke about logical fallacies, where I gave pretty much a big breakdown as to different kind of fallacies that we had before. And if you haven't checked out the video, because I listed so many that we had up there. But I wanted to revisit the episode, or rather revisit the conversation, because as much as I talked a lot about fallacies and all the different type of fallacies that I know I've run across at some point or another, I also want to get your take on it. So I picked up, or rather, I pointed out some common fallacies that I still run across, whether it is something that I have with friends, whether it's something I have with family, coworkers, or even on panels and debates that I have with people online. So I do want to cover a little bit of that. And then after I give a little breakdown as to the ones that I do want to talk about, we will open up the panel to have everybody's conversation and their own opinions as to how they want to go through with it. If you're not interested in how people use particular tactics, you might want to not watch this stream. Just not watch this stream. I will catch you on the next one. I will see you most likely tomorrow because we'll be doing a stream tomorrow. Once you learn these things, you're going to see them all the time. You're going to notice them. You're going to be always checking for them. And they just might ruin your perception of how people think or how people converse on a normal basis. First things first, I guess we should talk about what the heck are logical fallacies for those you don't know. Basically, it's an error within a sense of reasoning that's supposed to weaken an argument. That's is that the best way I could put it? It's probably one of the best ways I could put it. So here's the kicker. They happen all the time. They happen all the time, and a lot of people are not attuned to actually noticing it when it comes out. Fallacies often are sneaky because they sound like they should make sense, but when you really break it down, they fall apart. Think of them as fake news arguments that tend to come up. They look legit, especially on the surface. Under it, when you really are scrutinizing it, it's complete and utter BS. You don't need to be a debate champion or some kind of philosopher in order to spot a lot of these fallacies coming up. You've probably already encountered tons of them without even recognizing it. It happens all the time. You see them. The question is, are you taking note of them? First one I want to cover is a straw man fallacy. Oh, I can't tell you how many times I run into this one. Nope. And when I say straw man, in case somehow this is new to some of you out here, a straw man is when someone is basically misrepresenting your argument and making it easier to attack. They actually take your point, dress it up in a ridiculous costume, and then tear down that fake version instead of the actual real one. Hence, straw man. What's an example that I can use? So imagine you're having a conversation and you say, I think that we should have more public parks. And someone responds by saying, oh, so you hate private property. That's a straw man. You didn't even say that, but they twisted your argument into something easier to argue against. Think about that for a moment and real quickly, how often does that really happen around you? Next time this happens, just ask them, did you say that? Is that your straw man talking? Just watch the confusion that happens on their face. Because this is something that takes place whether you see it online or whether it happens in your everyday conversations. And here's the truth of the matter: depending on how your emotional state is, you might have actually used it yourself. And the thing about watching online panels is that everybody seems to believe that they're not everybody, but there are people who tend to believe that they are a debate specialist because they're not speaking with actually the idea of having a conversation. In fact, they speak with a whole bunch of logical fallacies. Let's talk about the second one. So we mentioned the straw man. Let's talk about the most popular one that we see when it comes to these debate panels, right? Or rather, debate panels. Let's say it that way. Ad hominems. There's a classic one, the good old ad hom fallacy. Now, instead of attacking the actual argument that a person is making, these people decided they want to attack. What's good, y'all? Hopefully, you enjoyed a little bit as to what we got going on here at Opinionated. If you want a little bit more about this episode, do yourself a favor. Hit the link down in the description. It'll take you right over to that particular episode where you hear not only my perspective, but the perspective of any particular panelist that we have on that particular episode. And give your actual thoughts, your own thoughts and opinions as to what you think about the actual topic down in the comment section. You know, I like to read all that stuff. And also, if you have any particular topic that you think might be interesting and thought provoking for everybody else to also listen to, information is down in the description. See you on the next one.